Hi everybody, this is Dr. Matthew Stevenson, and it's a privilege to be able to come to you again with my online devotional to talk to you about my brand new series, Don't Just Stand There, Do Something. Today, we have the privilege of introducing the first part of our series, which is entitled Movement. The series Don't Just Stand There, Do Something is going to encompass the development of several thoughts, the first being movement, the second being missions, and the third being migration. These are three different concepts that we're going to develop throughout the course of the series that help us to understand what God is saying to us about going from live action into movement. God is calling us into kingdom movement and kingdom action. It's helping us to heighten our influence and our impact around people around us in our spheres of influence, whether they be family, neighborhood, work, career, job, school, etc., etc. God is calling us to heighten our impact and our influence on people. Today, as we talk about the subject of movement, we use the example of the book of Exodus, where the Bible says that God goes before Israel as a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night, showing God's intentions to lead them in the way Israel should go. In the wilderness, I'm sure that there were several opinions about which way they should take that maybe could get them at the same route, at the same direct destination, but we find out that there was a route ordained for Israel by God. And one of the things that we learned today how to apply this in activation is that many of us have insight about our destination, the place that we are on our way to, the end result, the end place. But then where we lose accuracy and the exactness of God is in the choice of the route. And there is one route, one way that God has designed in order to get you into where He's called you to be. And that's a difficult word because the flesh doesn't like to hear that there's one way. The flesh loves options. It likes versatility and it likes diversity of choices. But the scriptures say that there is a way that seem right to a man, and the end thereof is death. And so the route you choose will determine who lives or who dies. And in moving, it's not only important to have intention to move forward, but to choose the right route in doing so. And we also learn in this concept of movement that when we vow to becoming a part of a movement, as a person who carries moving power in you, when you vow to become part of a movement, there's certain benefits that come to you as a result of helping something move forward for the deliverance of the people. For example, in the book of Nehemiah chapter 9, verses 19 through 21, Nehemiah references the same directive and guiding system of God in Israel in the form of the cloud by day and the fire by night. And he says that God sustained them. He kept manna in their mouths. He didn't even let their clothing look old, because God was putting them in a situation to dress like Canaan and not like Egypt. And then he promised them that their feet would not swell or that their bodies would not experience sickness and disease. These are the aforementioned benefits that come from joining something that's movement. And one of the gravest crises today in America is that a lot of us are part of ministries that are not moving. We are part of movements that aren't moving. How ironic is that something deemed a movement has no power to move into forward movement. And what a movement is a collaboration of ideas, of resources, of people who unite their resource, who unite their influence to achieve a desired outcome or desired result. In the New Testament, by that standard, the New Testament church could be classified as a movement. It is important for you, especially if you're someone who's prone to cycle. You need to be a part of something that's moving. So I encourage you this week, no matter how dark things look at nighttime, follow the fire for light and follow the cloud for guidance by day. And as you move with Him, you will run into all of the provision that you need for your future. Hey, this has been Dr. Matthew Stevenson. Until I see you next week, move and shake with Him. God bless.